Welcome to Xtra presented by VDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter. Very censored. I know exactly where I want to go. I know exactly where I want to end up. First off, let me just go ahead and tell you, I have my serious spectacles on. I've been wearing them more often than not. Noobs, that mean it is serious time. Noobs, that means I got a little something to say that's super, yes, duper important. And this is something that keeps me up at night. And I just want to go ahead and share this with you because sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. Regs, we back at it again. Regs, we do what we do. Regs, this feels like every single day, but it's not every single day. It just feels that way because we got this special, unique bond that we share. We just don't have words for it. Not quite, but in the future, in the distant future, words will be able to describe what we have, far as with bond-wise. There are a lot of things that keep me up at night. And there are a lot of things that I try to avoid, if I can avoid. There are things that I try to compensate for, things that I can control. And as a creator, as one who creates, and as one who take risks and take chances that peeps or people would not do for whatever reason. I find this one thing the most challenging. How, bird-like voice. However, this one can definitely be avoided, but it's going to cost you. This one can be avoided, but it's going to cost you. And what I don't mean, or what I'm not trying to say is, it's, how can I put this? It's not having ideas or running out of ideas. That isn't my problem. That isn't the case. Running out of ideas, having problems with that, and not having anything to present or not having anything to showcase, that ain't never been a problem. I definitely take calculated risks. I take calculated risks. I believe in calculated risks. With all of that being said, there's never been a point where there wasn't anything to produce, wasn't anything to create, wasn't anything to make because of the risk and the calculated risk that I take anyway, or regardless to the fact. That ain't the problem. That ain't the problem. There's always something when there's nothing. When there's nothing, there's definitely something. And you can't just recreate and then you can just move the goalposts. Basically, you can forget some of the greatest things that you thought about. It happens a lot. It happens a lot. Some people can recall and remember. Other people write it down. Other people take sabbaticals. Other people just live life and let life be their paintbrush. Live life and just let life be the paintbrush, like an artist. Or you can just have it down to an exact science. Do this to get this. A plus A equals C. I want to get the C every time. I'm going to do A and B every time so I can get C. Don't care about D or don't care about any other letters or any other methods or any other outcomes to keep the analogy flowing and going and growing and glowing. And yeah, going forward. There we go. Going forward. That ain't ever been my problem. Sometimes, yeah, it's cool to have it down to a science if you're running short on time or if the time or the mood or the situation calls for it. But for the most part, it's an art form. It's an art form, and I just trust my instincts, trust my gut feeling, and have a larger idea of what I want to get accomplished as far as the end game. So I'm looking at it more of I want this to be or go this way. So I'm going to do all of the steps. I'm going to do all the necessary things so I can end up with that end game that I want. Sometimes it works, meaning sometimes it's exactly how I want it to go. Other times, not so much. And even though it may not go as I planned or wanted to go, it can still turn out to be something unique, something different, something appealing, something attractive, something that's amazing. And amazing's my favorite word. Amazing's my favorite word. Noobs. Now you know. Regs, you already knew that. But that's not the case. As I keep highlighting and pointing out, that's not my case. And that's not my problem. My problem is, my biggest issue is when it comes to this. Yeah, well, the more and more I think about it before I get to it, there is something that hurts my bones. There is something that blackens my eye. There is something that pricks my balloon, but not like the thing that keep me up at night. Not like the thing that keep me up at night. They're closely related. It's like comparing apples and oranges. They're both fruit, but they different kinds. They both fruit, but they different kinds. Okay. When I have to update or upgrade devices and programs that I depend on, and I don't mind relearning. I don't mind figuring something out again and getting that down to an exact science so I can just utilize it as an art form. Yeah, that's part of the journey. That is part of my personal growth. So I ain't got no issues with that. I have no issues with that. But the program updates, upgrades can be buggy, and that adds more time. I'm efficient, or I attempt to be efficient when it comes to time, because there's so many different projects that I'm working on. There's so many different things that I have to do. There's so many different obligations that I am needed at. There's so many different times I have to say no just because of the time. And then when it's late, or then when there's a hiccup, or then when something goes right, my right, your left, that is a problem within itself. That is a nuisance to me, but it doesn't keep me up at night. In fact, I just look at it as another opportunity for me to grow. I look at it as another opportunity for me to be challenged and push adversity back and make the best out of a bad situation, make the best out of a situation that I wasn't expecting, make the best out of a situation that is something that I did not want. And me not wanting this, I'm all in my feelings. I'm feeling some kind of way, but can I push through? Can I manage to keep my composure and get what I need to get done? And a reasonable amount of time, being efficient as possible? Or do I just quit? Or do I just give up? Or do I just MF and AF up out of here, and all of the other things in between, by the way, and all of the other things in between, by the way. That is an issue. That is a problem. But it's not the one to keep me up at night. That one can provide growth. That one can provide the opportunity for me to be challenged and take that challenge and run with it and hopefully win. Hopefully fly the W. Hopefully be all about the dubs. Hopefully, that is. But the thing that keeps me up at night, that I don't enjoy as a creator, that makes me feel some kind of way, and I'm always feeling this kind of way when it comes to this, is something I can control, but controlling it costs you, and you never really know. Never really know. But do you? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You're trying to save that extra buck. You're trying to save them extra dollars. You're trying to, or you just can't afford to splurge. There are many reasons why this happened and this occur. So there's still a no judge zone. There's still a no judge zone. I ain't judging because it happens to me all the time. And it's been happening to me all the time since I've went this route. I'm trying to go a different one, but you can only go as far as the technology allows you to go. You can only go as far as the technology allows you to go. And I know what you're probably thinking about right now. Just go ahead and say it. Go ahead and speak that truth. Go ahead and show us what them spectacles all about. Well, I'm trying. I'm getting there, but I had to paint this picture. This picture is beautiful. This picture ain't a Picasso, but it's Picasso-like. It's Picasso-like. And not light, but like. For the final answer. And that is running out of space, running out of storage, because there's so many different directions that I like to go. And there's so many things that I like to do when it comes to different programs and different setups and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And all of it costs memory. All of it's about memory. All of it's about data. And then just adding and adding and adding. Then next thing you know, you're out of space. And when you're out of space, trying to create space when there's no space available it's a chore. And I'm being PG here. It's a chore. I'm being PG because this is a family program, a family show. Running out of space is difficult because you're trying to get that space. And the more space you get, the more space you attempt to get, it seems like the more it goes away. I've been chasing space since space wasn't available on all of my devices. And I've maxed out on especially the laptop, the most used device. And it only comes with a small amount of space. Then I got an additional 5 terabyte in the cloud. Then I got additional 4 and 5 terabytes of external drives. Then the thing itself only holds 2 terabytes. So I'm not running out of space when it comes to the cloud. I'm not running out of space when it comes to the external hard drives because I think I'm on hard drive number 3 now. 1's filled, 2 is getting there. The next one, I'm ready to go. It's the one that comes on the computer itself. It's the one that's on the computer itself because I'm always hitting it. And when I'm hitting it, I got to rearrange files. I got to rearrange information. I got to rearrange things or just push it off and put it on the external. But that usually happens when I'm in mid-project and the project is processing. We are in the aftermath of putting together the show, putting together different projects or programs for VDG Sports and for, Xtra in different places, and other projects that I'm working on that have yet to see the light of day. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably saying, shouldn't you know beforehand? Yes, that is the point. I do know beforehand. I do know beforehand, and moving files and moving stuff and still not having enough, because I thought 100 gigs would be enough for some things. But some projects are over 100. Some projects are over 80. Some projects are in the 200s. And when so much storage is already dedicated and allocated for a particular purpose, you're just robbing Peter to pay Paul. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul, and you're just constantly in flux. You're constantly in motion. You're constantly moving. And that's because it ain't enough. But even though I can get the extra, even though I would still get the extra because I can't trust the laptop itself, I've had it. I've learned from that lesson. Laptops can go Betty bye-bye and all of the information and data, and it just goes away. You never get it back. You never get it back. So always have a backup to the backup to the backup. And I got that. Even a cloud. But I never hit the storage limit in the cloud. And if I hit the storage limit in the external, I just get another external. But hitting the storage limit on the computer or any of the devices, that's a chore. That keeps me up at night. I'm not hitting the storage issue on my phone and my other device that I use outside of my computer. Finally got to that point because I can just have a lot of that stuff go to the cloud and then just push it out to the external, and I'm good to go. So I've never more recently come close to hitting those limits. And when you hit the limits, you gotta delete. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. They deserve better. See, serious spectacles. Thank you for listening. Be sure to check out the website, the improved website, extra.vdgsports.com. That is extra.vdgsports.com. This episode is not being sponsored. That's a N-O-T, not being sponsored by VinceDouglasGregory.com. VinceDouglasGregory.com is where you can keep up with me, my whereabouts, my well-being, all things Vince. There's a YouTube as well. VDG Sports. Like, subscribe, share, basically do whatever it is you do there. Comment if you may, comment if you must. Yeah, do it. Noobs, thank you for staying. Thank you for the ride. Regs, you know what time it is. Out. Peace. Out.